Hi everyone, welcome to our third webinar for the week. I see I have a good 150 and numbers are jumping up. More and more people are joining us for today's session on market trend. If you have not joined our earlier sessions, we will still have more sessions coming up. And you should know me by now if you have seen the earlier sessions. I am Melody, the trainer for EdgeProp. Okay. So let's get started. Before we begin, I will need all of you to be logged in. Okay, if you're not logged in, you may not be able to access the full functionality of our tool. Okay, so today we are talking about market trend. So there will be certain functions that only if you are in a Pro Tools account, then you will be able to access. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. These are your account managers if you don't already know them. Okay, we have Celeste, who is in charge of PropNext, Sherry, and Zuki. Okay, so the three Powerpuff Girls are. Of course, at any point in time, they will be the best person to contact. Okay, not just for signing up or renewals, but if you have any encounters of which tool should I be using, or maybe some technical issues, you can look for them. Alternatively, we have the office number on the top right hand corner. Okay, so that would be the number to call if you can't reach your account managers. Okay, because sometimes they are having their appointments as well or training, so they may not be able to answer you immediately. Of course, the office number is only for office hours lah. Okay. And then just to give you guys something to be happy about, we have a time sale just for all of you here right now. All of the training attendees, you will be given a 20% off Pro Tools or Prop Points, or both if you want to, from now all the way until 6 p.m. Okay, so you can see on the screen right now, that is the pricing that you should be looking at. Of course, you will need to have the promo code, and that's why you should be contacting your account managers. All of them are actually live right now with us via the live chat, okay, and they will be sharing with you guys their promo codes that is required for you to put in order to enjoy the 20% off. Okay, so this is the promotion all the way until 6 p.m. So there's no need to rush. You can always come to us after the training, as long as you're before evening time lah. Okay. Okay, next thing. Let's get started officially. I'll need you guys to go to the web browser. So most of you should be going to either Google Chrome or Safari. These two are our preferred browsers. And I will need you to go to edgeprop.sg. Okay, so I'll need you to go to the website edgeprop.sg. Currently now, market trends can only be found on the website. It cannot be found on the app. So you definitely need to visit the website to, if let's say if you like to have the hands-on, okay, with us. Okay, so I'll need you to log in as agent if you're not done so yet. Log in as agent. When you're on the website, there'll be a button for you to log in. On the top right-hand corner, log in as agent. And what is your password today? For those of you who already have a Pro Tools account with us, please use your own. Okay, your username is always your mobile number, and your password, if you've never changed it before, should be your mobile number. And then of course, if you have changed it, very good. Please put in your own password. Okay. For those of you who do not have a login account with us at the moment, you're new to us, or maybe you're on a free account, you can use my training account today. The username is Melody. So same thing, log in as agent, but instead of mobile number, put in your username as Melody Training, and the password is Dragon Fruit. Okay, so just for today only, you can access our Pro Tools account using my demo account on the right hand side. Okay. So this password is also in the live chat. So I'm going to change the slide now. Okay, so once you are successfully logged in, you should see your photo or mine if you're in my account, and your name as well if you're in your own account. So on the screen right now, you can see that depending on what device you are using, if you're using the laptop, it will look like that on the left hand side, and if you're using the mobile phone to access, it will look slightly different, but pretty much the same also, okay? Now, today's training is on market trends. So from here onwards, I will not be showing you the slides for now. I will be doing a live demo, okay? Thereafter, I will just quickly go through the slides again, and then for those of you who would like to have a copy of the slides, I will actually give the link to your respective account managers, and they will be able to share it with you right after today's training, okay? So without further ado, I'm going to our live website now. So if you see the screen right now, I am currently now on EdgeProp.sg. So this is where you should be at already by now, okay? And I'm already logged in, okay? So you can see my photo here and my name. Now, the next thing I need to do, or I'll need you to do, is go to the Tools button on the top and look for Market Trend. Okay, so on my screen, it is on the left-hand side bottom. It's called Market Trends, what's trending in the property market. Okay, so I'm going to click on Market Trends right now. Tools, Market Trend. Okay, let me expand this a little bit so that it's easier for all of you to see. Okay, once you are on this page, you would see that there's quite a number of filters on the top here. So Market Trend is basically a tool that allows you to generate price and volume trend, okay? It's depending on the filters that you put in. So if you see on the screen right now, you can either filter by project name or street name. So I'm just going to give you an example. So let's say I can put in Rivergate, okay? And if let's say I'm searching by project name, there should be a drop down for you to select. Sometimes if there is more than one property type for that project, you will need to select. So in this case, I can select either condo, apartment, or commercial. Okay, I'm just going to delete this and show you another possible way to do a search. It is by street name. So if I'm going to put in a street name here, example, Duchess Road, you will see that the drop down now would be for the street rather than the project, okay? And same thing, if the street has a few types of property, you will have more than one drop down. But in this case, because Duchess Road is just a landed property area, there's no other property types here, so there's only one drop down option, okay? Now, next thing, I'm just going to delete Duchess Road here and keep it blank. The next thing that you can put in or make adjustments to is the tenure, okay? So you can see most of the common tenures listed here already, and then of course we also have an others option, okay? Now we move on to property type. So if you click on property type, you can select either all types, or you can actually see the different types and subtypes. So for example, apartment condo, we have apartment condo, executive condo. HDB, we have the 1 room to 5 room, executive, jumbo, and so on and so forth. So landed, you have the 3 detached semi-D terrace, commercial, and industrial subtypes as well. Okay, so that means to say you are able to generate price and volume trends for any of these types or subtypes. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, which is district. Over here, you can see that we have listed all the districts from 1 all the way to 28, okay? And they are actually arranged in a few different regions. So we have the central region, east region, north region, northeast, and west region. So some of you might ask me, oh, what about the OCR, RCR, and CCR? The answer is no, because in terms of district and the region breakdown by the OCR, RCR, and CCR, there is some overlap. So just to make it easier, I think most people, in terms of the demarcation of the district, it is the better way to actually generate your property trends and price trends and volume trends. Okay, so we are going by districts or regions where we break down the districts into the region. Okay, now next thing is the transaction type. So you can see here we cover all sales. New sales, that means to say if your transactions are directly from developer, okay, your new launches, they will come under new sales. Sub-sales, I do have occasionally some agents asking me what is sub-sales. So just to quickly explain, sub-sales basically refers to sales of a resale of a transaction before TOP. So that means to say buyer A buys his unit from the developer, okay, and the building is not built yet, okay, the project is not ready, and he sells it to buyer B before the collection of keys. So in that case, it will be considered a sub-sale. Only when a project TOPs, then you would actually consider that transaction as a resale. Okay, and then last but not least, we have rental. So you can actually generate rental trends as well. Okay. Last but not least, we have the property type, property size, where you'll be able to put in the range from and to, depending on what you are looking at. So for instance, if you are looking at Mickey Mouse units, maybe what you can do is to put 0 to 500. So in that case, when the trend is generated, it will be based on maybe mostly the studio or the one-bedroom units. Okay? So just quickly, I'm looking at the live chat. I have a question by Cindy. Cindy, the answer is no. So just now, like I mentioned for district, instead of breaking down by the 3 regions, the core central region, outside core central region, and rest of the region, okay, we don't break it down in that manner. Instead, we break it down by district, or the regions would be by the north, east, south, west, in that manner instead. Okay. Next thing. So I'm just gonna do a very basic trend generation now. Let's take a quick look at apartment and condo. Okay. So I just want to unselect everything and select apartment and condo. And I'd like to know whether apartment and condo prices are going up or not, and how is the volume going so far. Okay, so by district and by transaction, I'm just keeping everything simple. I don't want to put in so many variables. Let's take a look at how apartment and condos are doing. Okay. Yeah. Francis, I can do something like that. Okay, for industrial, I will do a few examples of different property type, and then you can take a look lah. Okay, so I'll do a bit of shop houses, I'll do a bit of industrial, I'll also do HDB. Okay, not just for apartment and condo. So Cindy, can I select a few districts that comprises CCR? Yes, you can. So the reason why we didn't put in the OCR, CCR is because certain districts and the demarcation of the CCR, there is some overlap. So that's why we chose to go by district instead. Okay. Now, so we have already loaded the apartment condo trend. So once I click search, you would see results for, and just double check that the different filters that you put in are correct, okay? Because occasionally, a slip of the mouse, you might end up selecting something else. Okay, so let's say I'm just doing a very generic search, apartment condo trends. Okay. Just wait for a while. Let me answer question. Jennifer, you are saying possible to generate freehold 99 landed versus 99 leasehold landed. Yes, it is possible. So as you can see on the filters above, there's a lot of possible combinations that you can do for using market trend. So it's not just a fixed combination. You can do, for example, freehold 99 and then 99, and then so you can have a combination of different filters at the same time. Let me just refresh this. I think it's taking a bit longer than I expected. Okay, let me just see this. Okay. Okay, usually, just to let you guys know, for market trend, it may take a little bit longer to generate the chart because there are so many filters involved, okay? So sometimes, especially if you have put in a lot of things, a lot of different filters, you might have to wait a little bit longer lah, okay? But let me just refresh again to double check what's okay. Let me see the question. The trend for how long of a duration? Don, we are looking at maximum of up to last 10 years. And then we have Alex. If I search street name, Upper Serangoon View, no condos are listed, but there's a stretch of roads has 3 to 4 condos. Okay, so usually we would put in a street name when it is more for like landed or commercial industrial. I think more for condo wise, my suggestion is to put in the condo name separately, okay, because we actually have a function called compare, which allows you to compare more than one. Okay, let me just get out of this. I think there's some loading error on my page. Okay, let me just go back here. So later, Alex, I will be showing you how to input based on different project names as well, okay? Wrong one. Okay, trend. Okay, yeah. Okay, since it's taking a while, I don't know, is it my computer is lagging or something? Let me just show you my PowerPoint slides first then. I think it's faster that way. Then we'll come back to the live later. Okay, so if you can see on my screen right now, I have the PowerPoint slides. Same thing, we have the search filters that I went through just now. Okay, and this is the one that once you have generated the chart accordingly, it will show you the chart below with a time slider on the top here. Okay, so you can see that by default, it will be the last 3 years transaction. Okay, so there's 2 sliders that you can move it, and then you would be able to slide all the way to the left if you want to capture the full last 10 years. Okay, and you can also toggle the price and volume Okay, so in this case, because I have only selected, I have only put in one property information, so price and volume is combined into one. So you can see that there's a price trend of the average price and the volume, which is shown in the bar charts below. Okay, so it's actually broken down into the three types of blue, and you can actually see that it is broken down into your new sale, sub-sale, and resale. Okay. And the next thing that you want to notice is on the right hand side of my screen, I have the transactions. So that means to say when you mouse over each of the bars, the volume bars, you can actually click on them to reveal the the properties within the properties that have transactions within that month. Okay, and you can still further drill down by clicking on the project name, for instance, to see the actual transactions that happen in that month. Okay, so let me just quickly show you the next slide first. Okay, this is another function that we have, which is called compare with other properties. Okay, so we actually have the button called compare with other properties. This allows you to compare more than one combination of properties. Okay, so that means to say I could put in a project name, so project A versus project B versus project C. I can do that. I can also say that I can do I can break down the property type to say that, oh, I want semi-D versus detached versus terrace. I could also do East region versus West region versus North region. Okay, or I could even indicate the individual districts. Okay, so I could do like district 9, 10, 11 versus 19, 20 versus 28. Okay, so it's up to me how I want to break it down. Okay, and on the right hand side, you can see that once you click on compare, you would be able to see up to three of the price trends inside. Okay, so in that case, you will be able to see that I have, let me shift this away. I think you can't see the trend. Let me shift this here. So you can see that I have the three trends and the price growth rate. Okay. Let me see the question. Yes, you can. Please show example how to compare, please. Peter, yes, I'll be showing you that shortly. Shirley, can I just take a look? Shirley, how about freehold versus 99? Able to show on the same chart or different chart? Okay, good question. So basically, once we are doing the comparison, okay, once we are doing comparison, we will be able to show within the same chart. Okay, so all of them will be in the same chart, and you'll be able to answer common questions that is posed by your clients. Okay, so buyers, sellers, whichever. Okay, so for example, what you can do is some of the common questions that you can answer. I'll try and do an example later. Freehold versus leasehold, new sales versus resale. Okay, these are common questions that consumers tend to like to ask. Okay, oh, should I buy a freehold or is leasehold better? You will be surprised when I show you the leasehold seems to be actually not too bad. Okay, and then we have new sales versus resale. Okay, should I buy new sale or should I buy resale? Okay, UCL, can we compare near MRT? No, this one you can't do that. Okay, so if what you're comparing is near MRT, there is another tool that you can explore. It is called location scan. Okay, so location scan is basically you set a landmark and you can scan the surrounding. So your landmark could be that project that you're looking at, and you want to know the other surrounding projects, how they are doing. Okay, so in this case, if you want to be near MRT, you can set that specific MRT as your landmark. Okay, and then you can scan the surrounding for it. Okay. But for location scan, we do have another training for it. So do check out our training schedule. We will try and help you. Then you can sign up for it, and we'll actually touch on that particular topic. Okay. Let's see, next question. Does it able to filter based on how many bedrooms instead of size range? At the moment, Elisa, we are not able to do that. We were thinking, should we do by bedroom or by unit size? But we realized that unit size is a bit more universal in that sense. Because if you think about it, many years ago, a 2-bedroom is probably 1,000 square feet. But now, your 2-bedroom can be as small as 500 square feet. Okay, so we try to make it more universal by to go by size instead of by the bedroom type. I understand that some of you are facing problems with market trend. It could be because we have 300 over people on the page right now, and everyone is trying to load their own different combinations. So maybe can I get some help from you guys at the moment? Can I have you guys to leave the page for now? I will show my screen, and then I think that would be better. Okay, because it's not quite likely so many people, 300 over people are on the same page at the same time. Okay? Let's see what other questions. Are walk-up apartments covered as well? Okay, for walk-up apartments, there are some cases whereby they are, what do I say? They don't have a project name, okay? So in this case, you might want to put the street name down, and it may or may not be there. I'm not 100% sure whether we will be able to capture it. But as long as these transactions are caveated, then we will have them. So not all walk-up apartments may have some caveated transactions. So it depends. Yvonne, can I view this training again on YouTube? Yes. So all you need to do is to keep this link that you have, this YouTube link that you have, exactly the same link, and you can always come back again to revisit. Okay. We have kept it as unlisted, so you won't be able to find it in our channel. Okay. But as long as you keep the link, you can still see it lah. Okay. Try different OS login. Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. Let me just check. Give me a minute, let me try and sort out the website a bit. But meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can still post it on live chat. I'll try and answer them for you. Okay, so meanwhile, for those of you who are still on our market trends page, please try to leave the page for now so that I'll be able to access it smoothly, because 300 over people on the page, I don't think we have the bandwidth for it. Okay, Jacqueline, when I try specific project comparison, it jumps to condo by default. Yes. So if you have put in a specific project, there should be a drop down. So if that project only has condo, then it would automatically become condo. Okay. So if that project that you are looking at has more than one subtype of property, so maybe let's say I'm looking at a mixed project. Okay, so I have condo and I also have some commercial shops inside. Then there will be two drop downs. Okay. Okay, I think some of you have left the page already, so I'm able to actually show you right now. Let me see. Oh, still on the old one, wait. Show this one first. Minute. Sorry guys, give me a bit of time because I have the screen already, just that it's not showing up because of the software. Okay, so give me a bit of time. Wow. This is very bad. 哎呀，真的是中枪。Yes, okay. Okay, I got it up already. Wait lah. Market trend. Okay, well, let me answer some questions meanwhile. Can we actually see the actual data that is shown in the chart? Yes, I'll be able to show all of you this very shortly. Let me just load it again. Maximum. Sherry doing a good job answering all the questions. Yeah. Wait, sorry guys. This is a very big Can share how your Okay, let me answer Doreen's question. Try comparing D3 99 years with HDB 5 room in Bukit Merah, but only C1 trend. Cannot do this comparison. Can. I'm not sure whether you clicked on the comparison button or not, but I will show you how that is done. Let me just load this one first. And then Francis, can you share how your platform's similarity or difference from SRX Analyzer? Okay, one of the things I know is that SRX Analyzer is 4-digit, ours is 3-digit. So it's a one price cover all. Once you subscribe with us, you'll be able to access all the tools without any top up. So we don't go by tiering of our products at the moment. But it's pretty similar, just that my understanding is ours, we have a time bar, okay, time period bar where you can move the slider. Theirs, they can draw line or something to get the growth rate, okay. Charm property. When comparing 3 other property types, the chart shows 3 trends. But which line is referred to which property type? Basically, you need to look at the color coding. Okay, so if you see my screen right now under the market trends PowerPoint slides, we have 3 different colors: red, blue, and green. And there's also on the header, maybe a bit small for you, showing that it is apartment, condo, HDB, as well as landed. Yeah. Okay, let's see if there's any questions. Joey, is it able to show 3 trend lines? New trading account, don't log in, do not use app. Don, what do you mean by let's see the 3 digits? Can you explain a little bit? Jaslyn, you said timeline is up to 10 years. I did a comparison of 999 landed versus D19, only show 2017 to 2020. Okay, on the time bar, do you see 2 squares? That is your slider. So you should be able to drag and pull all the way to the left hand side, and that will actually extend the time period. Okay.
Hello?
I'm not done. Oh, okay. Sherry, you're saying that referring to 3-digit price. Okay, because our price point is in the hundreds, right? But my understanding, competitor X is charging 4-digit. Okay. So ours is only 365 for 1 year plus 1 more month. Okay. And then of course if you go for 2 years it'll be even more affordable lah. Because I don't see the demo yet. No, Dawn, your screen is not frozen. It is actually my problem here now. Okay, so basically when I'm doing this YouTube live, right, sometimes when my page loads, but I'm not able to capture it, I need to use a separate device to capture that particular screen. And sometimes there's some issues with that lah. So that's why you're not seeing any changes to your screen right now. I'm so sorry. It's not supposed to be like that. Let me try and reload, try and get the settings right so that it will show properly on your screen. Now we'll just try a few another time. If not, what I'll do is oh, okay, I got it up already. Very good. Just when I'm about to give up. Okay. Window capture. Let me close this. Okay. Can you see my screen right now, all of you? Okay. So you should be able to see my screen now. I am currently doing all types. So this is the default setting lah, okay, of the page. So all property types, all district, all sale. You can see below, this is how the chart looks like, okay? So by default, the time period is from 2017 to 2020. So this is the last 3 years, okay? So for, I think somebody was asking about the timeline, right? Is it Jaslyn? So this is the slider here. Can you see? So you can pull all the way to the end and it will show April 2010 to April 2020. Okay. You can also move the other slider. Okay. So that means to say if I only want somewhere in the middle, I can do that as well. Okay. Now, next thing that I want to show you is if you mouse over the chart, let me just make it a bit fatter lah. No need to see last 10 years. So when you mouse over the chart, you can see that every month there is summary, okay, showing you the average price and then the breakdown of the volume by the different transaction types. So new sale, sub-sale, and resale. Okay, and when you click on each of all these bars, you would be able to see the transaction that happened. Okay, so firstly, it will tell you where these transactions come from, what kind of property, which project, and then after that, it will show you the transaction itself. So in this case, for example, because I didn't select any property type, so in this month that I'm looking at, T space is the one with the highest number of transactions, followed by Mega Woodlands, Vision Exchange, etc. So you can see all these headers on the top. You are able to use it to do your sorting. Okay, so you can sort by highest number of transaction, or by transaction volume, or by project name A to Z, Z to A. Okay, so example, I want to look at let's say Orchard Towers. What are the 5 transactions that happened in Orchard Towers? All I need to do is click on it, and these are the many transactions. Okay, so you can see here I have shops, I have offices, and this is in the month of 2018. April 2018. Okay, so it break it down into further property types. So just now we are looking at the shops and offices lah. Okay, let me just go back again. Okay, now I'm going to try something else, which is the comparison. So on the top here, there is a button here called compare with other property types. When I click on it, I will be allowed to compare 2 different combinations. Okay, and if I click on it again, I would be able to compare up to 3 different combination of trends. Okay, so just now I have questions saying that, oh, can I compare by project name? Yes, so I just type in, so this is industrial. Okay, let's say I choose industrial. So I can compare UB1 with Vertex, with, what's the last one? Oxley Bizhub. Okay, so you can always look at the subtype accordingly. Now, I'm just going to compare, very simple. So in this case, I didn't change any of the other filters. I only put in the project name. Okay, now I'm going to click on compare. Okay, Jaslyn, if I do not compare here, you're asking about how do you compare price and volume. I will only be able to have price and volume in one chart if I don't do a comparison with other property type. Okay, but the moment I have a comparison, in this case I'm comparing 3 different projects, you would see that my results here is broken down into price and volume in separate views. Okay, so you can see over here, this is volume and this is price. And then there is also this function when you do comparison, you can see the growth rate here. So you can see that UB1 in the last 3 years or 4 years, there's a growth rate of 1%. However, Vertex showed a negative 3%, and Oxley Bizhub actually showed a negative 37%. But don't be so fast to quote your clients so quickly with the positive or the negative. Do know that when you adjust the time period, the growth rate also adjusts accordingly. Okay, so there's a difference in growth rate. Of course, sometimes your time period, maybe you set like last 10 years, but maybe the 3 projects that you put in, there's one that is only 5 years old. So obviously, there would be some differences lah. Okay, choose before 2010. So I can't go anywhere before 2010, Jeremy, because maximum is last 10 years. Choose HDB condo, but HDB landed all up here. Okay. So we have another two functions that we added in because sometimes we understand that if you're looking at a month-to-month basis, the growth rate may not be very accurate because every month it could be that, oh, that one transaction with a very high per square foot, okay, and then it affects the whole graph. So you can also toggle to quarterly and yearly. These two, you will notice that the chart is a lot more not so erratic. There's less up and down. It will be generally smoother as well. Okay. Just take note that for these two, because we just added this functionality in, the growth rate, price growth rate is still not inside the system yet. So we are working on it to bring it up very, very soon. Okay. Now, going back to the top, I'm going to answer some possible questions that your client might ask you on a very day-to-day basis. So just now I mentioned certain things such as freehold versus leasehold and all that. So let's try and do that now. Okay, so let's say I want to do all property types. Okay, let's do apartment condo lah. Okay, so let's do apartment condo. And I want to compare freehold versus leasehold. So I'll uncheck all and select freehold. Okay, and let's look at comparing with another one. So I compare with other property types. Okay, and then now instead of vertex, I'm going just put apartment condo. Okay, and I am going to change the tenure. So while you are able to compare different, to put in a combination of different filters, I'm just going to show you based on one filter because that is how you can answer them. Should I buy a freehold or should I buy a 99? So on top I have freehold, maybe I can put 999 also, and then I will compare with the 99. Okay, so just comparing two trends. Okay, so you can see over here, I have apartment condo freehold in red color and 99 at 39% growth. So for those of you who always had an issue having customers asking you, oh, I think freehold is better, there you have your answer. 99 seems to be better. 99 years leasehold seems to be better. Okay, same thing, you can also, how do you look at the chart? You might want to notice when you look at each of all these points, in the earlier time period, the gap between freehold and 99 tends to be smaller, and then eventually it got bigger. Okay, so let me just toggle to yearly to show a better example of how a better representation of how this freehold versus 99 works out. So let me just quickly load this. So Jeremy, you have your answer ready. I can't go before 2010. And Francis, growth rate is annualized. No, it is not. So this growth rate here is based on the time period, that means the time bar that you select on the top. So it's since the first marker on the first transaction month or year until the last one, okay, based on the time bar that you select. And then that is how the growth rate is calculated. Okay, so over here you can see this is based on yearly apartment condo freehold versus 99. Initially, you will see that freehold and 99 usually has about such a gap, but over time the gap is coming smaller. Okay, so very likely, if you had paid a lot more premium for a freehold property, towards the end, you might not see that kind of difference anymore. Okay, so in most cases, you will notice that location still matters the most. Okay, so let me just show you another one. Josephine, you are getting a bar chart because you are on volume. So you need to toggle to average price to see the price chart. So if I click on volume now, you will see that it is a bar chart. Okay, so volume is based on bar chart and the line is the average price. Okay. Shirley, orange color is freehold. Yes, correct. Orange color is freehold. Green is 99. Can we compare district by district? Yes, let me come to that shortly, okay? So I'm just going to go through different kind of examples. So now it's apartment condo freehold versus leasehold. Let me try another one, which is new sales versus resale, okay? Because a lot of you should be doing, are doing new launches. So you might have to overcome this question whereby people are asking you, should you actually pay so much more for new launches or not? Okay, so this will be a common question. I just noticed my picture gone missing. Oh, let me shift back up. Okay, so I'm still here. Okay, so let me answer the new sale versus resale. So let me just do a simple one. Same thing, apartment condo. New sale versus resale. Okay, so I'm just going to select all tenures now to make it easier to see. Shirley, when you look at the results for and compared with, you'll be able to see what is it for. Okay, so results for, and then now I'm doing new sales and then compared with apartment condo resale. So now I know that orange is new sale and green color is resale. Okay, so based on the last 3 years again, June 2017 to April 2020, okay, this is the growth rate that we are looking at, 28% for new sales. And take a look at the resale market. Prices are growing much slowly at only about 5%. So should you buy new sale or should you buy resale? Can you all tell from here which one has a higher growth rate? If I buy a new sale, I'll probably be able to earn a lot more within the same time period as compared to resale. Okay? Now let me try another one. So I'm going to just reset this. Okay, I'm going to try HDB versus apartment condo versus landed. Okay, so I'm going to compare three now. Okay. So let's say apartment condo, HDB, then I compare another one, add another one to compare with landed. Okay, so how are these three doing right now? So I'll just do a compare. So when you click on compare, same thing, look out for results for and compare with. So immediately you know that, orange color is apartment condo, green color is HDB, and blue color is landed. Okay, so same thing based on last 3 years, you can see that this is the chart. Okay, and it's all, you can mouse over to see the per square foot as well. One thing for you to take note for HDB, okay, HDB, we only have resale transactions, okay, because your BTO transactions, we do not know the exact price for each individual unit. Only when it is sold in the resale market and caveated, then we will be able to know the prices, okay, the transaction price. So same thing, you can also move the slider, and you will notice that the growth rate will be adjusted accordingly. Okay, so over here, what you can see is that apartment condo 44%, landed is 67%, a lot more growth. Okay, and then you also have the HDB, which is only growing at 16%. Okay, and how you can use this chart. Okay, sometimes you have clients coming to you and asking you, hey, I'm thinking, should I upgrade my 4-room to 5-room, or should I buy an apartment condo? Okay, so maybe let's not look at the landed first. Let me take out landed. So all this is interactive. You can choose to put it in or take it out. So you can see that there's a certain price gap over time that is increasing. Okay, so originally it's only from here to here, and then over time the gap is getting wider. So with this, what you can actually advise your client is that it is actually getting harder and harder for your HDB upgraders to upgrade to private, because private is growing at a much faster rate than HDB. Okay, so in this case, should you be recommending your client to go for 4-room to 5-room, or 4-room to condominium? The answer is depends. Okay, why do I say that? So based on purely on the chart itself, you should be recommending your client to get apartment condo as the first choice. Okay, because it is growing at a faster rate, so your client can earn a bigger capital gain. There's more capital gain potential. Okay, however, it is important, while we have the chart to back you up, it is important for you to also do your financial calculation for them. Okay, so of course, if they are borderline case, maybe not sure whether they are job stable or not or whatever, then you might come across cases whereby maybe you would still recommend a 5-room flat instead of a condo. Because if you look at the bar chart here, HDB, despite having a much lower growth rate, it is also rather flat and stable. Okay, as compared to apartment condo, there's a lot more up and down inside. And you don't want to come across a case whereby you, maybe in the month of December 03, you recommended them to buy a private. And just because you have not done the proper due diligence for financial calculation, they're not able to afford the loan anymore, and then they sell it in July 2015. So in this case, even though private property is on an uptrend, they just happen to got it at the wrong timing. Okay. Shirley, yes, we can compare HDB 4-room and 5-room. How do you get growth rate? Dawn, okay, I'm jumping a little bit. Okay, so when you do comparison, when you click on the compare with other properties, the growth rate will appear when you load the chart. So you can see over here, we have 44%, 16%. Let me see if I can highlight this. Oh, cannot. Okay. So you have the line indicative here, 44%, 16%, and 67%. So this is where you get your growth rate. And take note, when you adjust the slider bar on the top, the growth rate will change accordingly as well. Faith, you will not be able to see volume and price together if you are doing a comparison. But if I never compare, I just fill in the top portion here, then I will be able to see price and volume at the same time. Okay. How without trend line? Josephine, actually, once you have the growth rate, you would also have the trend line below. Okay. Yes, Shirley, you can compare 4-room and 5-room. Okay, can I compare 4-room and 5-room? Yes, you can. So maybe I can say over here, I can put in 4-room. Okay, and then over here, I can put in 5 room. Okay, so you can make your adjustments accordingly. So you can compare subtype to subtype or a combination of them also. Not able to see the growth percentage. How do you do it? Okay, PC lim, you will need to be able to, you need to do a comparison first. Then you will be able to see the growth rate on the top here. Okay, so you need to do a compare with other property types in order to see the growth rate below. Okay. Jun Hui, I think Hui, are we able to get data back towards '07? At the moment, no. We are just looking at a timeline of last 10 years maximum. But maybe in future lah. Okay. I load it, but I don't have growth rate. Okay. Don, do you want to try again? Or are you on monthly, quarterly, or yearly? Because at the moment, only monthly will show the growth rate. But if you have toggled to quarterly or yearly, it will not show at the moment. We are working on it to put it in because this is a new function. Jimmy, features in the web portal can be accessible on mobile as well. The answer is yes and no. We do have most of the tools in our web app. In our app right now, which is EdgeProp Agent app. However, Market Trends is not inside at the moment. Okay. How we can save the results? Good question, Michael. If you see this button here, there's a 3-line button. You can actually download the chart in the different formats that you want. Okay. So this is one way, but of course do take note, once you download it into a PNG, GIF or JPEG or PDF, it won't be interactive anymore. So if let's say you like to capture certain things in the screen, my recommendation is just to do a screenshot. I think it is better. Okay. The PC lim, the compare need to be same type of property. No need. I'm at the comparison of HDB, private and landed, but no growth percentage. You might want to try it again, because if you see my screen right now, I am comparing apartment, condo, HDB and landed, and I have the growth rate below. So maybe somewhere didn't do it correctly. Okay. Try again. Let us know if you still face a similar problem. Francis, how's the Edge marketing platform enquiries like? Marketing platform Today I'm talking about market trend. This one, can I leave it to you and your account manager? Because I don't want to be going off topic. Chen Yaoming, you cannot hear me? Really? I'm very loud already. Let me just double check. My mic is still on and I can see the audio mixer moving. So if you can't hear me, you want to check whether your speaker is on, or the volume. Can the unit size be customized free form? No, not at the moment, Jacqueline. The only way is to select from the drop down here. So you have to use the drop down accordingly. At the moment, you can't type in accordingly to what you want. What else? Doreen, are we able to print as shown on the screen? So the only way, like I mentioned earlier, is to do a print screen. Okay, so there's no print function embedded inside our system. Is there a map interactive as compared to your competitor? Map interactive. Don't really understand your question, Jimmy. You want to rephrase a little bit? Can I compare a specific project against the trend in that district? You can. Okay, Cindy, so that means what you do is on the top, maybe you put in the project, okay, and then below the second one, you don't put in the project, but you put in, you just select the property type and then the district. Okay. Don't have to when I toggle to month also. Month growth rate is compared to month. Yes, it is month to month. It's month to month, so you need to look at the time period that you select on. So if let's say my time period is last 10 years, for example, April 2010 until April 2020. So it is based on the price in April 2010 and the price in April 2020 to work it out. So it's not every month individual we break it down, but from the time period start and end. Cindy, can I compare a specific project against the trend in that district? I think I answered that already. Yeah, you can do that. Yes, can hear. Sound is good. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Francis. Contact. The volume is loud and clear. I know because we need to boycott PG. Ayo, cannot like that say no. Is the data to date? I see only till July 2018. Yes, okay. Our data is up to date. As and when there's new transactions, we will add it in. So as long as it's caveated already, we will have the record. You're seeing 2018 because my time bar, my slider here is at July 2018. So I can pull all the way and then it will show April 2020. Okay, so you need to shift the time slider accordingly. Even at monthly. Silky, you can't see the percentage, is it? Maybe you want to try and refresh your page. That means once you click on compare, you should already see the growth percentage. To have print function, Doreen print function. Now I only have this one lah, which is you can actually download as the different chart. But if you want everything, you mean from the input to the bottom, not at the moment. Maybe you can just use your browser print function. So that means you have your Google Chrome, Safari, you can also print. Okay. Map interactive whereby market trend are plotted on a map similar to .co company. Market trend map. Are you talking about like the location kind of map, Jimmy? And the slide time slider feature. Oh, you like the time slider feature? Yes, thank you, Doreen. Okay. So I'm just going to try, because of the overrun, a little bit of a tech issue just now. I'm just going to try a few more, just one or two more samples, and then we'll just proceed to the quiz because overrun already. Okay, so if you have any questions, check with your account managers, and then basically all this is very flexible. You can adjust according to what you want. So you need not always be doing like, if I compare, I must district compare with district. You can do district versus a particular project also can. Okay, so there's a lot of flexibility in what you can do. I'm just going to do one more example lah. Okay, let's make it easier. One more example. Let's say I want to do HDB. Okay, I want to know the small HDB versus the big HDB. Okay, how are they doing? So let me just close this and compare with, okay, 4-room, 5-room, executive, and jumbo. Okay, so I'm just comparing HDB in the whole of Singapore, and I want to show you how the prices, the per square foot is for the big HDB and the small HDB. Okay, so if you look at results for, I have 1, 2, and 3 room versus 4-room, 5-room, and above. Okay, so this is the price chart here. I have the small units and the big units. Let me do a last 10 years. Okay, let me do a last 10 years. Okay, so you can see over here, right in the beginning of time in April 2010, the property per square foot prices are very standard. So you have your smaller units with a higher per square foot, okay, the red color one, higher per square foot, and your bigger units with a lower per square foot, which is very common even for your apartment condo. Okay, but over time you notice there is a crisscross, and suddenly the PSF for both big units and small units actually start to come together. Okay, so this is very unique because apartment condo now you are still seeing that your Mickey Mouse unit or your one bedroom unit is still very expensive in terms of per square foot compared to the bigger 3-4 room 5 room bedrooms. Okay, but in this case you can see that the demand for the bigger HDB sizes are actually there to support the per square foot, such that actually the per square foot for the big and the small units are the same. So this can help, you can use it to help your client. If let's say they're asking you, I don't know if I should buy a smaller 3-room flat now, or should I buy a 4-room 5-room, the answer would actually be to buy the bigger one because there is more demand and you can capture a higher PSF. Okay. Good idea. Let me see. Can square foot do the same type of trend analysis? Joshua, square foot has this market trend function, but if I am not wrong, there is no comparison function. Okay. Colleen Cole, hi Melody, I tried to compare 4-room 5-room, but the data is only till March 2017. Is there a way to generate the data such that it's nearer to the current year? 4-room and 5-room. Colleen, did you put in any specific HDB project or something? Because it should be able to capture all the way, unless that particular location doesn't have any transactions after, but I don't think so. If you can't do that, maybe what I suggest is you screenshot what you have on your screen, send it to your account manager, let us take a look to see what exactly you have put in, so that we can assist you from there. Okay, and then we can try out, do a test with your variables. Francis, I think your features is good at the price range. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Alex, how come the trend percent can disappear? The trend percent will not disappear regardless, unless you actually toggle to quarterly or yearly, because these two we have not added in the growth percentage function yet. Okay, if not, if you're only at monthly, you should not have that issue, but we're working on it. Justin, good idea, loud and clear. Can you show a new HDB and older HDB? Okay, I can do that, just that take note, even though I select a new HDB, it won't be new as in BTO, MOP kind of new, So I don't really know what is your objective for wanting to compare this. Maybe you can let me know. Yao Ming, can we draw trend line on the chart? The answer is no. So for our system, we don't, basically it is not designed in a way that you can draw lines and then trying to see the growth rate. In order to see the growth rate, the only way is to toggle the time period instead. Okay? Because sometimes when you draw the line, it may not be very clear which month to which month or which year to which year. Okay? So just to highlight, if let's say you are playing with the property size, maybe you can do one like 0 to 500 square feet, and then another one is 750 to 1000, and then one which is 1000 and above. So you can see how the Mickey Mouse units versus the maybe about 2 bedroom versus the 3 bedroom, how does the prices work out to be. Okay, that's another possible way lah. With that, I think I should move on. Let me just toggle my screen a little bit. Let me go back to here first. Wait. Okay. So I'm going to start with a quiz right now. I think we did a bit of different variables of what we can do with market trend. I'm really very thankful that all of you are still with me now, even though we overrun. Okay, so let's do a quick quiz. It's very fun. We did it a couple of times, except for yesterday when there's a internet problem. Okay, so let me just show you the screen right now. Okay, you can join us here on Mentimeter. Let me open this again. Okay, so go to www.menti.com and use the code 584616. Okay, let me see how many people are here. Okay. Okay. Doreen, are we able to draw out the remaining HUDC that has not privatized? Okay, you need to know the project name because our system, we didn't have this inside market trend. So only if you know the individual HUDCs, maybe you can plot it in, but I don't think you can do it automatically lah. Okay, Siew Kim, I like this training. We will continue with webinar even after the circuit breaker, just that maybe not so frequent because right now we're doing 3 times a week. You know, every day I heart attack 3 times a week, trying to be live. Okay, but we will at least keep the Wednesday session, and then we'll still have the face-to-face training on Thursday. Okay, because some of you might prefer a full training that covers all the tools rather than one by one. Okay, so we try and cater to everyone. Can each developer also do bedroom? We have a few requests coming in on that. I will speak to. I've already put up the feedback, so I'll leave it to the management to decide whether we want to have the bedroom function or not. Okay, because for now it is by size lah. And then we have. Is everyone on Menti now? Why everyone asking question, nobody joining Menti? Can you go to menti.com and use the code 584616? Okay, let me answer more questions. Hui Shan, new versus old, meaning client want to know those above 15 years old and below 15 years old, like the Bible. Oh, okay, it can't be done at the moment, but good point. We'll see whether we can have that embedded into our system. At the moment, we can't identify based on the age of the HDB. Yeah, thanks Joshua for clarifying also. Okay. Important. Yeah. Kimki, you asked me to repeat again. I don't know what you want me to repeat. I say so many things. Can you tell me what that I might have missed or what you could have missed? Then I try and elaborate from there. Hey, is anyone on Menti or not? Huh? Can I have? Can anyone tell me are you on Menti? Because I only see one person on my screen. Oh, 65 updated already. Okay, so let's get started. I have 65% ready to play the game. 66, very good. Okay. Oh, okay, I know. Wait, should be okay. Charm property can show source of data on the chart. Actually, our source of data is really just URA caveats, but I think we can do that. Let me just quickly take a look. Yeah, I think we can definitely add that in. Thank you for the feedback. Doreen can't get into Menti. Really? Can you try again? Just go to menti.com and then there should be a code that you can put in. We currently have about 73% inside already, 74. Okay, So, Doreen, I wait for you a little bit more and then I get started already. Okay, let's do it. I'm gonna start the quiz now. Shouldn't be like Doreen, for Menti, right? We are able to have up to 500 in one go. So, but anyway, you can still participate. Like you can put in your answers in the live chat if you can't see. Okay. So the first question: which of the following is not one of the search filters in market trend? So I have people, okay, I have a close fight of transaction price and transaction type. Type have, so your all sale, new sale, sub sale, that is your transaction type, okay? But there's no function, there's no filter for pricing. So good lah, at least most of you got it right. So let's see who is leading now. We have PN on the top. Who is Mr. Watermelon or Miss Watermelon? And then we have WH and then Belinda, top 3 now. Okay, so let's move on. Same thing, fastest fingers first and also must have correct answer. Can you select by region, CCR, OCR, and RCR or not? Can or cannot? Yvonne, yes, we will continue training after circuit breaker online as well, just that maybe not so high frequency because now it's like 3 times a week. I very stressful, every day have to put makeup even though I'm at home. Okay, so the answer is false. Some of you still got it wrong, no problem. So basically, you can either select by district or region, but the region will be like your central region, west region, northeast region, instead of the URA's division of region by OCR, RCR, CCR. Okay, because there is an overlap between the district and this regions, so we prefer to go by district instead. Okay, next question. Oh, so let's see who's leading first. Where is my watermelon disappeared? Okay, now we have WH on the fastest, and then Belinda number 2, and Cindy number 3. Okay, next question. I can compare up to maximum of how many trends. Okay, so yes, George, you are right. There is no fixed answer whether freehold is better or leasehold is better. What we are doing here is just trying to counter certain understanding that freehold is always better than leasehold, which may or may not be the case. So at the end of the day, it's a combination of factors lah. Okay. Pongi cannot. What thing cannot? So we have, almost all of you got it right. Maximum you can compare 3 trends. So if you are comparing projects and you want to compare more than 3 projects, what you can do is to use another tool that we have called compare, okay, which we will touch on during another of our training lah. Okay. So let's see. Oh, we have a few putting 3. Oh, you're putting the answer, huh? Okay. Okay, Belinda, number 3, Cindy, number 2, WH still number 1. Who's WH? I'm so curious. Cannot the data on false. Okay. Next question. What is the maximum time period you can set? I think I repeated this quite a number of times. times up. Yes, up to maximum of last 10 years. So you can shift the time slider. There's two markers, so you can shift all the way, and then you can look at up to maximum of 10 years. Of course, if the project or that area, whatever you put in, there's no up to 10 years transaction, then the time period will adjust accordingly lah, to the earliest possible. Okay? Oh, maybe. Okay, next one we have, we still have WH on the top, followed by Cindy, and then Lei Guan. Okay, Belinda, I think might have got kicked out, is it? Where are you, Belinda? Okay. I think we should be on our last question already. I can see the transactions for a specific bar by clicking on the chart. True or false? The answer is true. So most of you got it correct, huh? So this is an additional function that we have. Other than seeing the price trend and the volume bars, you can also click on all the volume bars, volume chart to see the transaction. So for example, if you click on May 2018, that bar for May 2018, you can also see that month which project has the highest number of transactions. And you can also further click in or drill down to see the actual transactions that happened in that month. Okay? So still on the top, we have WH, followed by Cindy and Kelvin. Shami, you are wrong leh. William Heng is below. Okay, congrats to WH, got 2 foot one. 4,725 points. Okay. Okay, so let's quickly just go back to our slides. Before we end off, I thought I just want to show the promo again because this is just for you guys. I know we are down to last 2 hours, okay? But if you guys are keen to subscribe to us, do check out our promo, which is 20% off. Okay, wait, let me get this up first. Okay, 20% off Pro Tools or Prop Points. So this is only if applicable if you are new or you are renewing with your account expiring soon, or Prop Points, you can just top up anytime lah. Okay. So with that, thank you everyone. So thank you so much for being patient with me. Today I got a shock when I saw that too many people are inside the page. Okay, but I hope you guys learned something today. If you have any further questions, you can check with your account managers, or if you have anything you'd like to ask me, also can just let your account managers know. I'll try and assist from there. Okay, so thank you everyone for your help. And I will see you guys next week. Hopefully there's no technical issues. Okay, so next week we'll be covering some other topics, including I think inspector is one of them. So do check out our training schedule and then register accordingly. Thank you everyone.